Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Nowhere Profit, where honestly, we're doing pretty well. We're in like a pretty solid position here, but I'm definitely a little worried about the food situation. Looking at the map a little bit more, I think what we're going to do is follow the bottom path. We get some difficult terrain here, which is, good for your rewards. It's a little challenging, but good for your rewards generally. This will get us to the food. And then once we're here, we can decide based on what state the convoy is in at that time, whether we want a top path or bottom path over to this fight node. And then we can think about backtracking this way? I think it would be irresponsible of us not to go for this food node. I think the food situation is tight enough that we kind of have to do that. And in any case, we're going here no matter what we do, so I guess I could have just started and then we could talk about it. Today's Thumper's birthday. Shoot. Yeah, we can spare some rations. We're going to take it easy on this. A little bit of hope is nice. And my guess is that we've never actually done it, but my guess is that if you take the no, we can't celebrate at all option, people actually lose hope, which obviously we don't want to do. Let's investigate this place. The settlement's well protected, but otherwise everything seems normal. Let's say hi. The heavily armed guard stepped up and asked us to state our identity and purpose. Man, English is hard. Let's explain ourselves. Recruiting the commander is super powerful, but costs food. We're gonna... Okay, cool. 5 batteries for 10 food is a fine rate. Obviously, I would like to have batteries, but I also would like to not starve to death. It's a difficult world out here. The convoy stopped in its tracks as we heard weak voices calling for help. What the outriders first thought were corpses were people. They were barely alive, covered in small wounds, and hung out to die. This cruel punishment was reserved for serious religious crimes, ranging from those who stole offerings or desecrated shrines to those who killed holy people. A small group in the convoy jeered and gestured at the hanging people, shaming them for the crimes they must have committed to get such a punishment. Oh yeah, that's definitely the case. They must have committed. Well, what do I think is going to happen here? If we cut them loose, we probably gain altruist points, but maybe we lose hope because some of our people are like... Or maybe we would lose believer points, which we don't have any of. I'm going to cut them loose. As their nooses were cut, silence fell across the convoy. I don't remember whether we've had this event before or not. The sinners thanked us for their freedom. The first to speak up claimed he was hung because he'd been caught stealing food for his family from the shrines. Others repeated the claim of small misdemeanors, and they asked to join us for a second chance at life. Avanindra sneered, "Do you seriously believe that all of them were hung for minor crimes? There are liars and heretics among them." Well, yeah, probably at least some of them are lying. "They should be happy we didn't leave them to rot." Yeah, here's the thing. It doesn't matter what their past was. We will welcome them all to the convoy. May the gods give us as much amnesty from their crimes as you have given them. All right, people, calm down. Ooh, Scion Avatar. Okay. That's a pretty good one. Also, growing that convoy. Heading toward 50 people as quickly as possible. The Outriders reported loud animal noises not far off the track. We took an armed group out there, finding a large predator caught in a pit. We do have a follower who is capable of healing it. Unfortunately, we are exactly at a multiple of 10 food right now when we hit the node. So 1 food cost is actually significant. But I still think this is the right thing to do. Yeah, we got some altruist points. Everybody loves when you help an animal. And we got a Shadow Banja. Look at that guy. 6'5", first strike for 5. I mean, obviously we got to get him healed before we want to use him in combat, but he seems alright. Okay, time to do a battle. Maybe I was wrong about our food? It looks like we might be at, well, whatever. We'll look at it when we get out. Do we want to change anything? I mean, our deck's in pretty good shape right now. It's a little big. Because we still have all the stuff in from healing. Let's do this for right now, and as some of these guys get rotated out, we'll rotate in some of our newer stuff. So, 2 uses of Inspiring Command. Not terrifying. We go first, so 4 cost guys are a little bit different in value. That said, Prospector on 3 into Demolitions Expert, allowing the Prospector to kill anything, is pretty good. I think we'll keep it. I'm gonna scrap that though. Oh, that's right, we have this machine gun. I feel pretty good about that. Okay, so this does 2 damage to all targets in this column. That's a little crappy. And then over here, this gives energy, right? Yeah, and this thing shoots the opposing row. Alright, it's kind of a weird battlefield. I'm gonna play here. It would really be good to get rid of that, if we can. When an enemy follower attacks, they take damage equal to that thing's power. Okay. So we don't really have a good reason to do, like... I think I'm just gonna do this. Right, we take a damage there, but then we gain 2 health from our from this guy's ability. And then it doesn't make any sense to play Demolitions Expert. He won't even actually affect these things because they're not followers. So we might just throw up... This might be a good time to throw up the auto marker. We do auto marker and mangler traps now, and then we can... Because anything that comes into play marked is going to be very, very vulnerable to the blast. Okay, that feels pretty strong. I don't think we want to scrap anything. I think I'm actually reasonably okay with my stuff here. Wait, what happened? Hold on. My thing is marked? Yeah, this thing got marked. When a follower joins the enemy, that unit suffers marked. So that should have removed his taunt, right? I'm not 100% clear on what happened there. Because this guy should be dead. Or not dead. This guy should be marked and thus easy to make dead. Yeah, that's... Huh. Okay, well... How do I want to handle this? Yeah, how did my thing get marked? Maybe this card is bugged. There's no... I don't see an interaction of game elements here that leads to my thing getting marked. Well, that card's a hell of a lot less good if it just plain doesn't work. So we could push... We could push the 3/5, which will lower his power by 2, get him stuck back there. Then we can have our Prospector attack here. The blast damage will crack this thing and destroy the spike trap. That's not bad. Oh, except I have to attack. I would have to attack here, because taunt. Well, we could use fetch to make that not the case, though. I think I like that. Oh, right, that doesn't... Okay, well... Well, it's still fine. I really wish that guy was marked. Because, like, precise salvo would be super good here. If that dude was actually marked the way he's supposed to be. Okay. Well, we can still push that guy and then just go ahead and attack the O2. I'll take 1 damage and I won't regain any health, which I don't like. But leaving that guy at 5/3 is not so bad. And I can do that, and then I can play the Black Star Hitman somewhere. I could also play Precise Salvo across here, and then have my guy attack this thing, because you can attack stuff on your own half of the board. And it is an obstacle. But I don't really want to destroy these obstacles right now because I don't want these to be places where the enemy can play stuff. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna push him. Now we could Precise Salvo back here. That gets rid of one of the taunt things. Yeah, I like this. Now we do this attack. We take 1 damage but gain 2 health. Oh, sorry. I took 2 damage because I did blast myself there. And that still gets rid of him. It leaves us in a pretty good position. I'm very annoyed about this thing. That's a real bummer, man. Okay, autogun, not a big problem. Mortar, slightly more of a problem. How is this worded? Whenever you destroy an obstacle. Okay, so if the autogun shoots that thing, we are not going to get get credit for that. Well, I mean, it's probably time to just get rid of this dude, right? I think we don't really have another play here. Yeah, we're still definitely not in play the demolitions expert territory. In fact, that would be super bad with the mortar. Do I want to scrap a bolster? What would I be likely to draw? So a pull would be pretty good. Pull would let me just grab the mortar and yank it to the front. Shot and double tap both don't kill the mortar. But the thing is, I just don't think bolster's very good here. Yeah, I'm gonna scrap the bolster. Okay, shot's interesting. So with shot, we could kill the guy, and then we'd be allowed to directly attack obstacles. How much do I care about that? Like, does it really matter? I guess the question is, what's going to let us deal with that mortar the fastest? Because I can't... There are definitely creatures in my deck that are not safe to play with that mortar around. Yeah, I think we shoot this guy so that I can do this. We expose some of this stuff, and I get ready to do like real damage to it next turn. And then just Sweeper. Sweeper's going to take a hit from the mortar, but it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, that's an interesting insight. Reinforcing pattern's a problem. We've had that card. We know that's a good one. Oh, my kingdom for my salvo back. I was gonna say my kingdom for my salvo back, and then we drew this salvo, which is also very good. How do we want to leverage that? It's not actually super easy for us to deal with that 5/4. Especially without, like, taunt or something. So, this salvo actually isn't a huge problem solver. If we play this salvo... If we play this salvo to destroy the 2 obstacles instead of the middle row, and then we have this guy attack here. We do 1 damage to you, we break 2 things, so he gains 8, he goes up to 5/8. Doesn't really help that much. Marking won't solve the problem either. Pull and Burning Brand would both be great. But the rest of our cards are probably worse than salvo at this moment. Yeah, this guy's he's just well statted enough to be a huge problem. If I was confident, like if we had a for sure kill on the mortar, we could go Demolitions Expert in this situation, but I just don't see how that becomes feasible. And unfortunately, we're still 7 damage short of just having a lethal attack on the table. We definitely have to kill you and the mortar. We could scrap for a creature, but none of our creatures solve the problem. Honestly, Custodian's like the closest. Throw a rock in front of him is not like horrible. Yeah. Okay. I think it might be salvo this row. He attacks here. Blows up 2 things, does 1 damage to this guy. Now, I was gonna say, and then we have the sweeper eat the 2/3, but that means the sweeper dies to mortar fire. Maybe we just have to use the salvo on the mortar. I think that's it. We have to get rid of this, and there's no other way to do it. None of our plays seem to get us there. Okay, so now that there's no mortar, we can play Ordnance Runner. So our play this turn could be attack here, break 2 obstacles, get super paid. Does this hit me? One of the autoguns says specifically that it does work on the enemy leader, right? It's just not this one. So yeah, I go here, get us to 5, and then we play Ordnance Runner plus, like, Black Star Hitman, and I maybe take a lot of damage. But my guy will be a 5/8. Yeah, I think that was right. So Ordnance Runner, just somewhere you have stealth, and hopefully that'll be good enough. And then we don't really... Hold on. So now I can kill the 2/3. Which should be safe. And we don't want to play anything in front of the autogun. But I do want to get a second blast guy established, because the second blast guy is going to be really powerful. And I guess we can just play the Black Star Hitman here. Alright, let's see what he does. Okay, right, he has free bolster, because the thing. He has another pattern weaver. If he ever draws a construct, we're going to be in some serious trouble. Okay, that was the best possible targeting for us. That's very annoying. Okay, so when we mark this guy, he no longer has taunt. But I don't know how mark interacts with taunt. Like, if I mark this, does this become attackable even though there's a taunt? Mark says, can always be attacked. Because obviously there's some value in having this dude come through and smash this thing and light up all of the rest of their stuff. I guess I'm 5'8", I can just hit him. But that doesn't get us anywhere near lethal. Maybe this is the moment for Demolitions Expert. We mark this dude so he doesn't have taunt anymore, and then we just pick their board apart with our blasts. Yeah, I think that's right. So let's make sure this actually works. Yes. Demolitions Expert, I don't know that it particularly matters where, and I'm fine with him absorbing the autocannon shot. Actually, that autocannon's not super likely to be there anymore. Okay, so we want to use you to break this. Because I want him to attack... Let's see. You can attack there... Killing the 7-1. It's a shame there's no way to attack here. Wait, is it going to let me attack here? Huh. I thought I would have to... Oh, right, because he has stealth. Right. That's pretty damn good. And then you attack here because Blast is awesome. We do get to go to the dome. Over killing this thing? Oh, man. I don't want to not attack for 6, but, like... I also don't want a guy to have taunt. And then we have this Union Sapper that we can play, and I feel like we probably should play, but I'm a little leery of blocking the guys with Blast. I'm going to put her here. Because this guy's our least important attacker, so if the blast turns out to be necessary, we have it, and if not, he can just move out of the way. I think I feel good about that. Playing his units as far apart as possible. Ah, that sucks. I was gonna say, if he doesn't play anything with taunt, we're in the gold here. Oh, that is huge. So we must have lethal now, right? Okay, we just untaunt you. And then, is there a way that I can get blessing? Probably not, because my unblessed guys only have 1 health. No, there totally is. So we can go... We can move you out of the way. Go... Wait, I might have miscounted this. 6, 4... Yeah, I did. We do not get the blessing. That's fine. Listen, I'll take the win. Yo, that blast thing like really worked there. We got through that without taking any damage or any wounds. We got ourselves a pain projector, which is looking increasingly useful. We are at, well, I was gonna say we're at 2 constructs now. We might not be for very long if that one is actually broken. I mean, this is the worst part about making videos. It's like, if I misunderstood that interaction and I keep talking about it like it's broken, I look stupid every time I open my mouth, which is very frustrating to me. Okay, 27 food. So, do we go forward... Excuse me. Do we go forward through the healing thing, which represents more doubling back, or do we just double back now? 52 food is enough to definitely get us to here. Is there a market? No, it's an automated refinery. Of course there's not a market, you fool. This will take us through some trade goods. Basically, we'd have 2 strong battles, and we'd be in pretty bad shape if we don't find food as loot from either of them. Going down the bottom route to the market doesn't really help us because we don't have any... Yeah, I think we're just going to back up now. We'll double back and head around this way. It's going to be a couple of battles either way, and I think we're fine to just run our deck exactly as it is. We do not have focus, we have the XP for a level up that we can't afford. Enemy goes first. Well, obviously I like Union Sapper behind the trench shovel thing a lot more than the options we have going second without the trench shovel. We have a push. The push isn't going to do anything. He actually can't play a unit in a place where a push would be meaningful. I think I'm just going to keep exactly this hand, though. Maybe we should drop the bolster. No, I'm just keep exactly this hand. Alright, so he's got probably several drones. Ooh. Okay. Well... So we could do shot plus Ordnance Runner instead. Ordnance Runner is very good against drone decks. Obviously the Union Sapper is a lot of fun, but I think this is probably the prudent thing to do. I definitely don't want to land a Union Grenadier. We do not want to remove any of the stuff that is crapping up their field right now. We might want him eventually. Okay, that hurts. It's not a bad play though. Oh, and then a dozer, so our guy would have been irrelevant anyway. Well... How do we deal with that? We can just play Sweeper. We play Sweeper with Bolster. Then we have a 7/5, so the dozer can't kill it by itself. I mean, the dozer's just going to kill my 1/1. There's not really anything I can do about that. We could play Mark plus Salvo plus attack with the 1/1. If the 1/1's gonna die, at least, you know, get the trade. No, I think it is just work to establish the sweeper, bolster the sweeper, and then My plan was to attack for 1 on the enemy leader, but maybe I do this just to try to reduce the odds of bad shenanigans. It would be real cool if my guy lived, you know? Fortunately, his board is very constrained. He is running a little short on mans right now. No attack is interesting. So obviously our push has become a lot more relevant. Okay, maybe that's enough cards. Really? He drew a leader card, and it was a card that draws a convoy card while dramatically reducing its cost twice that turn. Some might find that difficult to believe. Well, it is a little bit of a shame that the mark plus the salvo doesn't quite kill that dozer. Because I do like mark plus salvo there. And then we could fetch to finish him off. If I don't use the mark, we end up 1 short. So that would be 5 energy. No, that would be 6 energy. 6 energy and 2 cards, but effectively 3 cards. Or we just push him and make it a later problem. I don't hate that. If we just push him and then we salvo or something. We don't even really have to salvo. I mean, I guess I want to get rid of this guy, because I want to be able to attack the opponent's face for 7 damage. Yeah, I think I still do that. And then we just play a guy, I mean, go to your dome. And then just play a defensive type guy. You know what, actually, Custodian plus put a rock here is pretty good. That's going to be annoying to deal with. And then we know we're going to mark this dude. We may as well just mark him. He has 5 power. Unacceptable. I mean, obviously there are versions of this where I just win next turn, I think. I think that can happen. Oh, interesting. And then he gets to draw a bunch more leader cards, and all of his guys are free. Yeah, huh. Interesting play. Well, Demolitions Expert is potentially an answer to the Dozer. Or it's the thing I play right now, just to try to get a blast effect on the table. I actually don't think that's that good. We could, on 7, we could play like Black Star, Hitman, Union Sapper. And we could play Union Sapper, Custodian, and Fetch. Fetch trade with the 2-1. Yeah, I like that. So Union Sapper and Custodian, and we're just gonna put the rocks somewhere. It kind of doesn't actually matter where, right? It blocks a row either way. Okay. Do we scrap anything? The Grenadier is definitely feeling like he's unlikely to be relevant. And we have, yeah, every card in our deck is better than this Grenadier right now. I didn't really want to waste the energy, but, like, we should have good cards. Controversial opinion. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. That guy's not really a grave danger, though. I do wish that we had... actually, just like a little bit more damage. So we can Only get in for 5. Black Star Overseer does not get us where we're going. I wish I had some guys with charge. We can play Demolitions Expert. That doesn't really help. Kind of makes things worse. Actually, we can have the 2-4 eat their 2-2, have the 3-4 eat their 3-3. Then that leaves both of our guys at 1 toughness already, which makes the Demolitions Expert, like, basically have no downside. We could double tap the 1-2. We could leave them with just one guy. And that one guy would be able to trade with anything we have, but he would just be one guy. And also that armors me up a little bit. I mean, obviously I prefer not to take wounds, but it's not realistic to never take wounds. I think getting rid of the 3-3 with Sniper is a high priority. Actually, I did some math wrong somewhere and thought that guy was going to be at a different life total than he is. So as long as we just play something in front of the Union Sapper now, we're actually in, like, pretty okay shape. So, playing stuff in front of the Union Sapper. Let's play this Prospector, maybe? Obviously, we don't want the Prospector to get killed, but having a Blast guy out with the Burning Brand seems good. And I'm a little less excited about the Demolitions Expert now. But I really want to get the Sniper established again. I can't do that and also guarantee the Union Sapper's safety. And I think I do want to guarantee that. So why don't we do this? And then I just play Black Star Overseer back here. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out what's good. Our opponent is looking a little soft. Ooh. Well, that's a bunch of wounds. And then he has, yeah, a lot of cards in hand. The number of cards he's gotten to draw for essentially free here is, like, incredibly frustrating. Burning Brand and double tap kills a Dozer. Although, actually, we're probably better off Demolitions Expert and double tap kills a Dozer, right? So we probably just go to the opponent's face for 4. Play a Demo Expert in front. And then we can play Hitman as well. Represent lethal. And he's got this 1-1. Okay, that's not very good for me. Him having a copy of Burning Brand is potentially a real problem. Yep, because now that lets him trade his 1-1 for the Hitman. And we're definitely no longer representing lethal. Boy, what an incredibly good guy that was at exactly that moment. Well, this sucks. So let's scrap the auto marker because it seems like it might be broken and this is not a good time to test it. Pull is pretty completely worthless here. Push and pull are both, like, not any good. I hate the degree of trouble we're having based on a 1-2 with Taunt. So we have to Burning Brand this, I think, which feels horrible. And then give it one of these. And then with 7 left, I mean, doesn't give us a huge number of options, obviously. We could use the pull on our own 4-1 to trade with the 3-3, and then we can play Sweeper and Raider. Honestly, that's not bad. It's another wound, which always hurts, but... Stop doing stuff while drawing cards. It is insane that you have 6 cards in your hand, and also you've done nothing but play gas the entire game. I wish I had this much card draw. Okay, all of this stuff is... Okay, cool. He didn't play anything that does anything, which I really appreciate. Do we want the blessing on guy who tends not to attack other people, or guy who is mostly going to die as soon as she is played? I mean, Demolition's Expert's just a better creature, and it's much less likely to get pushed out of the deck. I'm gonna take it. You know, every once in a while, maybe you need to directly attack somebody. Got ourselves a Slug Pistol. 3 damage to a random enemy target. Huh. I'm not sure what we want to do with that. Let's just, for the moment, let's just take it. Some extra food is real nice. Some extra batteries is real nice. Is my level up 15 batteries or 10? Okay, we're taking it. Another terrifying howl. At the start of your turn, all friendly followers with stealth gain +1/+0. Just a permanent effect. We have a fair number of stealth guys. Well, I mean, like, we have a couple. Honestly, though, that's a powerful, like, just to have an effect permanently. Then again, fetch is often as good as shot, and sometimes it's even a little better. I'm going to try this. So, what do we want to cut? To be perfectly honest with you, I feel like this bolster's just not really doing anything. And then... do we want to... well, no. There's no way we play the pistol over this thing. Unless... the question is really, do we dismantle the pistol? Because Wild Shot's kind of cool. Random enemy target. I don't know if that wording allows it to hit obstacles or not. If it does allow it to hit obstacles, it's actually pretty bad for us because we put so many obstacles. You know, our passive ability has the field start with so many obstacles on it. Yeah, I don't know. Let's not do anything with it for right now. Okay, 17 batteries eventually. Do I have a luxury thing that I want to use? So the silver bullets and hazardous position. Hazardous position is maybe good. We just gotta not take so much damage. Or so many wounds, rather. Okay. The yelling, the weapons, the fighting. So we probably don't want to run our Union Sapper or our Prospector. We definitely can't afford to lose those. I mean, we probably just don't want to run any of our wounded stuff. If we're trying to build our convoy up to a point where we can reasonably hit those 50 prompts, obviously we have to take survival fairly seriously. Soldier's probably a good guy. My deck is a little... do I have another, like, 2 or 3 that I would like to play? I mean, Loyalist is good. Loyalist is very similar to Dedicated Miner. They are... oh, Dedicated Miner's +1/+0 is not until end of turn. I had been assuming it was, and thinking, hey, that's still a pretty good card. But no, that's interesting. Yeah, give me that, and then... do we want to play another Raider, or is a Devoted Guard better? The way Devoted Guard buys time is really nice. And then, like, you could play a Warden or something? Let's run a Warden. Okay. Could be a little on the tough side. Actually, fine. I wish I was allowed to look at the stuff on the board. I don't remember which hazardous thing this is. And it's going to have a big effect on how we play, so it sucks that I can't look. I think I'm fine with that. Paul's kind of bad here. I guess he's going to play something in front of that rock, and then being able to pull that rock is fun. I'm going to save Burning Brand for later, though. Okay. So when a unit joins battle as a neighbor, deal 1 damage to that unit. That's what that is. I sort of want to just play it here. But then the only guy I can play is Union Grenadier, which I don't want to do. Yeah, I think I want to make my Warden. I think I want to make my Warden. And just pass. Let him play something here, then do the pull. We'll play Jagged Shards later. Oh! Spends his entire turn playing Stalemate. Okay, I mean, it's a tempo play. Certainly changed my mind. Well, we'll just play Soldier then. I think that's something of an improvement. Okay, I mean, we don't have to do the pull thing. It's this deck again? It's wild how they can just have decks where they play 8 cards a turn and they still end up with as many cards as they feel they need to have. Alright, we're going to... Am I going to just salvo that back row? I think so. Yeah. Let's just get rid of those guys. And then... we could kill this dude, but I could also just go to the opponent's face for 4. Which feels alright. The other thing I could do... So we could have our guy break this, and then we could play Union Grenadier in front of the Machine Lore box and just get some points. If I don't do that, what am I doing? Because I don't want to play him in front of these 2 things. And I don't really want to play him next to the Jagged Shards either. We could just play the Mangler Trap instead. Yeah, that's not bad. I could play Jagged Shards here, and then do a pull on it next turn. That's not bad either. That's maybe even actually very good. 4/4 First Strike is a powerful man. Uh-oh. He's killing my man. Okay. Are you sure? At some point he has to run out of cards. How many cards are in his deck? Okay, yeah, he's actually probably not doing so hot on cards. Alright, well, we're gonna... Does this say joins battle as a neighbor? Okay. So we're gonna... Do I want to play the Mangler Traps before the pull? I guess so. There's not really a good reason not to. Does this only do damage to followers? When a unit joins battle as a neighbor. You know what? It has 6 health. I don't care about that. Okay, so we do this, then we pull this. Then we just play whatever. Honestly, this might be the moment for the Raider. I do wish I had something a little bit more exciting. How many cards are left in my deck? 8. A scrap would maybe not be a bad idea. It's looking less and less likely to me that we're going to get anything out of this Grenadier. Okay, Dedicated Miner's pretty good. I don't think we want to throw down a mark target just for the hell of it, just to boost him now, even though that would be kind of efficient. Let's save the marks for situations where they're needed. Okay, better that than my miner. Does make me a little nervous though. It makes me wonder if he does have a thing for my miner. Okay. Well, let's scrap that card because I need removal. Smokescreen's a phenomenally bad draw at this moment. I need removal. So... Mark target allows me to kill the dozer. I'll hit it for exactly enough. And then I'll be left in a pretty precarious position. Still is probably the right thing to do, because otherwise we're going to have a really hard time dealing with this dozer. Wait. Oh, 2 extra damage, not 3 extra damage. Well... We're going to have to play something in front of him either way, so it probably doesn't change things too much. But I should have, obviously, also mark targeted here and then, like... That's just me remembering what the thing does wrong. So part of me wants to play the Revolutionary, because the Revolutionary is clearly the best card in our hand, but we can play 2 cards if we don't do that. I'm going to do this and this, I think. I'm just like offering them the chance to run at the 4/4 if they would like to. You know, sometimes the AI does stuff like that. Okay, Tinkerer's not a huge problem. That's a little bit of a bummer. Good value out of that guy. And now he uses 3/3 to kill my miner. Okay. So Burning Brand on the 4/4 is fine, but like it doesn't really solve any problems, does it? We could play Revolutionary in front of Sweeper and just like develop some presence. That does not give me the ability to kill... does not give me the ability to kill their sniper or anything else, though. Yeah, we're losing good creatures left, right, and center here. There's no way for me to, like, blow up my Revolutionary for any useful effect, so we can't kill the sniper for free. I think we don't have a choice but to do this. That guy's going to make it impossible for us to maintain any kind of board position for the rest of the thing here. Obviously unacceptable. And then we do play Sweeper with the 2/4 in front of it. And now they have to at least do something to have lethal on my Sweeper. Right, if we do the Raider, then they 3/6 in that and 4/4 into that. I mean, he'll have it, because of course he'll have it. He draws 12 cards a turn. He will find something. He's still digging. Maybe he's not going to find it. Yeah, he didn't find it. Okay. So now we can play something bigger in front of the sniper. Demolitions Expert is definitely interesting. We can play like Demolitions Expert followed by Revolutionary, and then the death of the Revolutionary is terrifying for them. Or Demolitions Expert, then Raider, then Double Tap is also a possibility. Oh, no. Like, that 4/2 should die, ideally. So, maybe that's the right way to do it, despite the fact that the Revolutionary would be super cool. And we could have... We could have the sniper just eat something. I guess not, because the thing that we would eat is... The only thing here that's worth eating is not actually killable. The sniper just goes to the enemy's face. That's fine. The demolitions expert definitely dies. But they have to spend a lot of cards. They have to spend a couple of cards killing it at least. Unless we... Actually, if I use my sniper to kill this guy, then we play demolitions expert. Then we double tap. I guess it doesn't really matter how we do this. Which is, as long as we use the sniper to kill a guy, then when we play... Does it make sense to scrap? I mean, like, no. This raider just gets killed, but I think it's okay. He's fine. It's really hard to even, like, get into a situation where you can, it's really hard to get into a situation where you even can attack meaningfully. Okay, that's pretty good for us. That's also pretty okay for us. That's less good. We do have a bullet, though. So... Honestly, I think it's okay to just attack the taunt guy here. The extra point of power actually does matter quite a bit. And then it's... shoot someone. It might be shoot this guy and then burning brand the other guy. It feels a little bit wasteful. No, it's shoot this guy and we ignore that guy, I think. We do company agent into... I did some bad math somewhere. Yep, I did some bad math somewhere. To scrapping smokescreen. I mean, he's out of cards now. He's still gonna find a way to kill my guys. He feels very strongly about it. Alright, we're on the clock a little bit. We do have to take this relatively seriously. This double tap will never be good for anything except this, so we may as well just go ahead and do that. And then revolutionary. Great big revolutionary. No, we're gonna finish him. 3 cards and 2 cards. Oh hey, he found creatures in his leader deck. What an annoying thing for him to have done. Well... We're not really close to lethal yet. We can Burning Brand this guy. Yeah, I mean... And then... Don't really want to spend a guy attacking here. But we have to, right? I could just move the 2/2 back and play the Devoted Guard in front of him, and that at least is a damage boost, and it means I don't have to stop attacking. Yep, doesn't matter. By the way, Blast still works even when you have 0 attack, because it's just when attacking, not like when dealing damage. Alright, this guy is in very bad danger. He is going to kill my taunt guy, though. He will find a way to kill our creatures. He has no cards left, but the power of spite will compel him. Alright, I think you are a good enough guy to take a blessing. That's fine. Just sheer angry spite. So we got his 2 Pattern Weavers, which I don't necessarily hate. I mean, we're definitely building a deck here where constructs are at a premium, so we need to keep an eye out for cards that let us get constructs. And we need to find a situation where it's okay for us to test the constructs that we do have that seems like it maybe is broken. I don't know when we're going to find such an opportunity, though. Alright, let's find out about the automated refinery. Then they got to the fireworks factory. Alongside a series of train tracks, we found an old automated production complex at the edge of a ruined city. The buildings seemed like slumbering giants in the evening sun, and the rusted carapaces of machines lay all around the area in small clusters, as if they had been sorted by someone. The buildings were old, but we could still sense the hum of power coming from the complex. In some of the buildings, we could even see dim lights burning after all these years. So it's definitely booby-trapped or full of angry rusters, right? Because otherwise, this place would have been... There's no way there'd still be power running here. Okay. I do wish our convoy thing didn't feel the need to glow for no reason. What do you think? The control center will be more valuable if the power is on to more parts of the place, but if we turn the power on to more parts of the place, I bet we make more robots active. Then again, if we power up some robots and then go to the control center, maybe we could take control of some and add them to our deck. I don't know what we do with worker assembly. Let's start with the power plant. We entered the building labeled Power Plant, carefully stepping over more dead rusters. Nandika frowned. It looks like there might be more of them. We should really be careful. As we explored the building, we found some large wall-mounted batteries that were still humming with energy. Avanindra waved us over to a series of heavy emergency switches. I think we can restart the power plant. We'd be able to fill our batteries to the brim if we do. Oh, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, this is... Alright. Let's try to restart the generators. This is going to get us in trouble. Avanindra flipped some switches and the lights above us began to flicker and grow in intensity. We could hear the power returning to the building, bringing some of the rusters back online. Machines started moving through the corridors again. Nandika glared at Avanindra, who shrugged and looked over at me questioningly. Well, do we hide, or shall we try to ambush them? It would be best if we didn't fight. Okay. Well... Alright, so let's just cut everything that took wounds, which is everything. You can stay in, or you can get back in, you can get in. 2-4 Brawl against Rusters totally might be good. Protective Priest, we have a second Stalwart, and then, like, do we run Cast Overseer, maybe? Honestly, yeah, maybe. And then do I have, like, one more cheap guy? One more cheap guy who's, like, okay? No, but I do have another Ordnance Runner. Yeah, alright. Not too happy about it. Do I want to also run the 9 cost? I'm gonna put him in. You know, Chieftain might be good too. Don't want to get the deck too heavy, but maybe we could run the Chieftain over one of the Stalwarts? Just thinking, like, this guy's pretty good when he dies. This could really end up sucking. Enemy goes first. The thing is, Demolition's Expert's a little bit less good against the Rusters because of how weak they all are already. Although having access to Blast is strong. I'm gonna scrap the Union Grenadier, who is almost certainly just gonna die if he gets played. Like, we're probably not gonna be able to do anything with him at all. And then I'm gonna just keep this. Okay, Protective Priest is maybe not the best play in the world. That's an interesting choice. Why do that? I mean, we have to shoot him, right? You rarely get an opportunity that clean. I guess it was there or nowhere, effectively, right? So that's why they did that. And then, yeah, make a man who is pretty good if he can just stick to the board. And let's see how long it takes them to shoot him with a beam. A beam of some description. Okay, so you're getting marked and killed by my guy. It's interesting. I wish we had a little bit more removal. I wish we had a beam. So we could play Mark and then attack the sniper with First Strike, which is obviously great. And then we could play Protective Priest. Man. I really wish that barrel wasn't there. Demolitions Expert doesn't really do a lot to either side of the board, but it sure would be nice to have a Demolitions Expert. The way things are positioned right now, it's definitely awkward to try to use, it's like awkward to play guys. This barrel sucks. But I don't think we can afford to deal with it. Alright, I think we need to mark this guy. I really like Mark. Mark is very, very good. And then maybe we do play the Demolitions Expert right here. Because otherwise our Slave Gladiator gets got by that dude. So it's either we play the Menace there, which feels pretty bad, or we play the Demolitions Expert there, and then we have access to Blast. I think that's right. And obviously there are some things about this that are not entirely ideal. I'm gonna scrap Smokescreen. Come on, draw something fun? Nope. No, my batteries, you monsters! Well, it would have been really nice to get those batteries. Also, it would have been really nice for that not to happen. So we have to salvo that, huh? Because it has to die right now. Pretty sure. There's no way for us to affect it aside from that. And it's not straining, right? It just produces dudes. We could salvo the front row instead. And then attack the middle thing to blast that guy out of the way. That doesn't actually solve the problem. But it does open the board up, and it leaves our opponent with not a ton of cards. I'm trying to think if there's a different way to do this. But I mean, how valuable is this, really? I think we should probably just salvo the 03. Yeah, let's do it. Salvo the 03. And then what do we do with this guy? You know what? No, I'm wavering back the other direction. This at least puts me in a position where my guy is not gonna die immediately. And then Menace here, Menace here. Like, I don't love it, but we gotta... There's a serious chance that next turn's gonna be Demolitions Expert steps back and this guy just punches the barrel. Because we gotta deal with it, you know? There's no two ways about it, unfortunately. Okay, it's like incredibly annoying. What an absurdly annoying thing to do. Alright. So if we step back, we smash the barrel. That puts me in position to do nothing. It puts me in position to, like, play a guy who has big numbers on him. Yeah, like, we need to be able to develop our board, which we can't do. So then the question is it Chieftain, or is it Cast Overseer right now? I guess the Cast Overseer just dies, right? He gets attacked for 7. The other option we have is, like, Stalwart plus pull the Sniper. Actually, I can pull the Sniper. Yeah, if I pull the Sniper, the cast overseer survives. Probably. I guess we don't really know that. It's not horrible. Because this denies them... No, this does not make my cast overseer survive. The sniper dies on the attack, and then this guy attacks. So they still have to go in with a lot of people to kill the stalwart, but the stalwart dying is a lot less of a problem, or... I guess the chieftain's kind of the same deal, right? And I'm way more interested in this guy staying alive than that guy. They could also just decide to go to my face, but they don't actually get to attack. Okay, that's fine. They don't actually get to attack that much if they go to my face. Because their guys aren't dying to clear the way for their other guys. And the construct is going to become irrelevant quickly because they don't have any room to play stuff anymore. So... it doesn't make a huge amount of sense for me to try to clear the board, because the board will never be clear. We just hit the opponent in the face a bunch of times, I think is the plan now. So... trying to figure out what we're going to play. Like, Protective Priest behind a Stalwart is interesting. We have to get through a fair amount of health still. We could play Burning Brand on the drone in the middle. Buys us some time. Killing their units just feels so not useful. So no matter how we do this, we can't play two creatures. We could scrap. Looking for something more interesting. Yo! Scion Avatar's bananas here. Scion Avatar immediately ends the game in my favor. Right? Because now the opponent has no other... the opponent can't deal damage anymore. As long as we don't make the mistake of killing their stuff. I guess they hurl their stuff at me to kill it. Still, that would be pretty great. Alright, who's not useful? We're unlikely to play Revolutionary, I think. We're unlikely to play Protective Priest. Alright, a Raider is at least 2 cards. Now we can play Raider behind Stalwart, and if they just group up and kill my Stalwart, then I think we have lethal, potentially? Sure would be nice if we had access to all of our rows. Okay, so they're gonna do that. As they do have enough guys that they could burn through the 4/4 and still fight the 4/3 if they really want to. Well, not if they do it that way. Alright, and then they get one of those spots refilled. Or both of them, whatever. Ooh, Scion Avatar. There's no way for me to get a kill here, right? No, I don't think so. I think we go... I still have shot? No, I played shot already. So no, we couldn't even draw into a kill. But we can get real close. And then play Scion Avatar. And just completely shut the game down. I say, no more stuff. No more stuff for anyone. And then, like, do we want to scrap? It's not really even a point, I don't think. No, I think we just pass. I'm good. Uh-oh, that guy has power. Okay, you're back at 9. We did take 1 damage. And then you found a guy who has taunt. A guy who has taunt and barrier. Get out of here with this nonsense. You obvious cheater. Hold on. We should probably take the blessing here. I'm way more likely to get use out of it. Alright, I'm tired of your nonsense. With the rusters quiet, we looked to the machine, which had sustained damage from the fight. We took what we could from this room, opening up doors and looting the contents, and then left the place. The machine sustained damage from the fight. That probably limits the effectiveness of anything else we might find here. We did get 17 batteries, though, which is hard to turn your nose up at. Kind of want to go into the worker assembly. You know what? Let's go into the control center first and see if we can make the worker assembly work for us, because like maybe we could get it to build stuff. The fortified control center stood in the center of the complex, overlooking the once busy rusters who had been working here. We opened the heavy doors to the control center. The inside of the tower looked like a metal storm had been trapped inside. Deep gouges in the wall and what looked like sharp chunks of metal or bone were scattered everywhere. A torn staircase led upwards. We attempted to ascend this. I think we did see this very early on in the series, and we attempted to ascend and we fell off the stairs or something, right? The stairs creaked under our boots as we carefully explored the damaged tower. But even though the power had been restored, the lights soon started flickering. Picking up what little scrap we could find along the way, we found an active ruster, small and nimble, siphoning off power from the lines. Clearly, it was gorging itself on the power found therein, and then moving on to its next score. I could feel there were more of its kind. Many more. We're not in a great place to keep fighting, but these events often have such incredibly powerful rewards. I'm gonna press on to the actual control center. I think if we follow the drone, we'll probably have an opportunity to get more batteries. As we made our way past the small energy-gathering drones looking for more scrap, the upper levels were less damaged, and there were still useful things to find. As we gathered our spoils, the lights suddenly went out completely, and we could hear movement from above us. 1,000 metal feet skittering all at once. It wasn't long before the massive ruster swarm crashed down the stairs and into us. Found some appliances. I don't think we've ever seen that before. Alright, well, I guess we fight. We're fighting the Coherent Hive, a level 9 boss. At the end of your turn, if you have energy, spawn a drone. When your opponent plays a convoy card, spawn a drone where X is the cost of the played card once per turn permanent. Is that... That's not beatable, right? Every time we play... I mean, not every time, because we could play more than one guy per turn. But, like, not realistically, right? So he's gonna play... Maybe his deck has no creatures in it or something? If he has a normal deck, this is not a winnable fight, I don't think. Like, ever. Alright, hold on. Let's level up. Each friendly unit with stealth deals its strength and damage to the first target in the opposing row and loses stealth. Wow, that's actually really cool. Boy, I don't know if we have the deck for it just yet, but we have kind of a stealth linear going. The thing is, we have a couple of different linears going, and it's hard to know if we're ever going to be able to build anything into either of them. That said, these two cards are not amazing. We'll take the surprise attack. It seems like it might not actually be any good in my deck right now. And is there something I want to cut? Man, if the auto marker works, it's quite good. But it really seems like it doesn't work, right? And to be perfectly honest, if I'm cutting a card... You know what, we'll just hold off for now. We really need to try to find an opportunity to test it again. I think I want pistol. Just roll into battle, guns akimbo, and then we need to talk about our deck. It's in a terrible position. So it behooves us to play cards that are cheap, so that we have like a 1-drop or 2 available to play before we... Yeah, man, if he has a normal deck that has creatures and removal in it, though, there's no way to beat it. There's no way to beat that ability. Well, definitely don't start with Scion Avatar. Right, because like even if we do the thing, let's say like we get to turn 5. We play a 1-cost guy and then a 4-cost guy. Even though we have now prevented him from getting a free 4/4 or a free 5/5 by playing a 5-cost guy instead. he's still just getting free dudes on top of, like, if he has a removal spell for our 4-cost guy, then we have to find a way to play another large guy. I assume that there's going to be something that makes this doable. Well, he definitely just has normal stuff. And he also gets free... He also just gets free drones all the time. Well... We can... double tap and push, and then play a shock recruit. Or just play the auto marker so as not to give him a dude. I sure wish that my constructs could attack. This would be a really good time to have a panic projector. Yep, it marked itself again. So that card's broken. Okay, well, hey, it did something. In a way, we totally came out ahead there. What does this do again? Leader on this side loses 1 energy cell. Oh, that's cool. What do we do? Mark target plus precise shot can kill the 1/4. And then we can play Shock Recruit, which is if it gives him a 2/2, at least we have... Like, Shock Recruit doesn't immediately lose to a 2/2. Man. This is really, really difficult. We could also just not... No, we don't... Realistically, we cannot just not play a guy. What am I looking for? Like, what's going to help me here? Fetch lets me get... Fetch and Beast Call both let me get cards or guys without falling into that ability. So maybe what I should be doing is digging for those very aggressively. We still have to deal with this, though. Yeah, this is, impossible. Next turn, we can play a 2 and a 4. And then we can have... We can, like, have a couple of blast guys. Which is obviously valuable. Alright, I'm gonna play Shock Recruit. Yeah, I'm gonna play Shock Recruit and Grenadier, I think. Sorry that I seem to be delaying so much. I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out how this is even remotely possible. I almost wonder if there's a typo. Like, was this ability meant to be a one-time thing, or... No, it's too weak as a one-time thing. But it doesn't seem even remotely possible. And then we mark this guy because he's going to be a huge pain to kill otherwise. I mean, we have a 4-power guy, but obviously there are problems with that. But if we're planning to play Demolitions Expert, I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, maybe we just precise shot one of the 2/2s. That's probably the right thing to do. We'll just cap that guy. Okay. Alright, that's a real problem. Okay, so this turn we play Ordnance Runner and Demolitions Expert. And then we do some aggressive trading, I guess? If we had one more energy, we could just do Demolitions Expert into Salvo, which is obviously pretty good, but, you know, if wishes were horses, etc. So... So this sucks a huge amount. I think we have to use this guy to just open up this angle. And then it's... We're going to lose our demolitions expert immediately. No matter how we do this. Play you. And we demolitions expert now. In this position where somebody could still jump in front of him if we need them to. We can't not kill the Overseer, but also we can't kill the Overseer. Yeah, we have to kill the Overseer. Because otherwise we're going to take a huge amount of damage. And then, do I want to scrap? It's like our big cards are much worse than they used to be. But the mark helps. If we play Chieftain and then mark the 6/6, we can ping it down with a couple of guys. And then he's gonna... Alright, well at least that one has strain. It also has 7 toughness. So we have to mark that thing. See, this is kind of what I was talking about. If he has that ability plus he has creatures and removal spells like a normal deck, he gets to kill everything I play, either through combat or through removal, and make me play a bunch of extra stuff, and then if I have to play a bunch of extra stuff, he just gets infinite free creatures that are probably as good as or better than the creatures I played. Like, if we were to play Cast Overseer right now, we lose immediately, so we can't deal with the 7/7. This is a nightmare. If we use mark target plus salvo plus attack with the blast guy, we can kill that 07. Right, because that's 5 plus 3 damage. It unfortunately means that we can't attempt to kill anything else that's on the table right now. If we play the Chieftain, we can at least trade our 6/6 with their 6/6 and come out ahead. That's not nothing. It's not... Oh no, we can't do that because we have to play Salvo. So we don't get to play a creature this turn anyway. I guess that does lessen some of the pressure. So we attack... Well, we may as well attack this directly. So I have the ability to play Burning Brand. Then we have the yeah, we can do this, then do this. You trade here because you're just gonna die anyway, and then we kill this thing. And technically, this leaves me in a better position, except he has 6 cards. And we are out of ways to turn blast into easy kills. And he has a removal spell anyway. I want to flee? Can I flee? Is there a flee? We can play Raider then Stalwart, and at least he only gets a 3/3 out of it, but then he has 7 power worth of creatures. He effectively has 10 power worth of creatures for 6 energy. And he just kills both of my guys. And that happens consistently for the rest of the game. Every time I play anything, he can use the Permanent Swarm card to immediately kill whatever I played. Plus, he's also playing stuff himself. If we saved to like 10, and we played Raider Cast Overseer, then the Cast Overseer is fairly dominant. And the Cast Overseer gets cards into play without me playing creatures. So the only way we can make it out of this is to play something cheap into Cast Overseer. We can try to roll that right now by getting a 1 cost. Like, Stalwart's never going to be playable. Okay. So Worker with Cast Overseer behind it, so they can't kill the Cast Overseer, possibly, probably, maybe. And if this doesn't work, then we're in a lot of trouble. Okay, that's a good start. He's choosing not to do aggressive stuff. In fact, he's choosing to do the most unaggressive stuff, which I really appreciate. Okay, so he's still... That's interesting. Why did he do that way? Didn't he basically just choose not to get a creature? Or he just chose to give up some damage, right? Because he attacked before he did that. With somebody, didn't he? Okay, well, Untouchable into Chieftain is a thing we can do. Who would have thought Untouchable would actually be quite valuable? So we can't buff the Untouchable or anything. He is here to just die. How do I actually start making headway? So does the Chieftain go in the back? I mean, I want the Chieftain to be able to fight. We're going to be constantly filling the board with tokens, which is weird, and a lot of the time it's going to do this thing and prevent us from attacking. I think I'm actually going to put the Chieftain forward a little. And then we're just going to use Shot to kill the Sniper. And we're going to pass, and I have 7 and 4 cards. He has 15 and 15. Yeah, that's going to randomly deal 1 damage somewhere, which is not, like, significant. If they burn a bunch of stuff fighting my Chieftain, I get creatures. But it's a random enemy target, which was me. I should have attacked with... I forgot to attack with the 1/1. I should have traded off the 1/1 intentionally. Well, maybe he'll... Nope. Let's see, maybe he'll do it for me. Oh! Okay. That's a pretty good card to have after killing my Chieftain. So now I never play a creature again, right? How many more charges of that does he have? Just 1. Yeah, I never play a creature again, I think. This thing where the guy always appears right in front of him is a little awkward. So I could spawn extra ones by doing a scrap, but if we do that, we probably will lose to damage from our deck not having cards in it. So... I don't think it makes any sense to scrap over here either. Because I think we're going to get to the point where this deck has no cards and this one's still rolling. I think we just pass. Okay, that's a pretty phenomenally bad card for him to have. Okay, but it doesn't actually get to do stuff. Interesting. Do we have another 1-cost guy coming up? No, so we can never play this Scion Avatar. If I play the Scion Avatar, it makes an 8/8. Yeah, that's a shame. We can never play this. And the way the cards have been coming out so far here, it's very difficult for us to do anything like the... And maybe I have to do that. Just open up a little bit more space. We could, this turn, play... Raider plus Protective Priest. put the priest in a position where she gives the cast overseer the, yeah. Would that be worth giving them a 3/3? Just like a little bit of insurance on my guy. It honestly might be. $36 health. We can't do 36 damage. Even if all I do is attack him, we can never do 30. Okay. We have to make more space. It has to be more possible for us to have guys out. Then Slave Gladiator needs to move in front of the Cast Overseer, I think, for safety. Unless I am doing the Raider thing, in which case this could be the Raider's job. I don't think I am, though. I don't think I can. Then we mark this guy so that if he tries stuff, he takes damage. And maybe I do have to do this Raider thing. I'm gonna do it. Raider, Protective Priest. Okay. Surprise attack would probably never be useful, because I'm probably not ever going to play a stealth guy, so I guess we may as well do this. Show me something. Okay. Play a Mangler Trap. Again, my kingdom for a panic projector. Okay. Alright, that does technically do something. Congratulations. Alright, that doesn't matter. Yeah, no, I mean, not really. Okay, fetch is an interesting draw. So, we need to figure out a way to deal damage to the opponent. Which sounds like a wild thing to say, but like that's absolutely the situation we're in, is that is non-trivial. We'd actually be in a way better position if this guy had spawned in the top row, because we could use fetch to kill that guy, fetch plus this. I think we have to burn this guy here so that the 3/5 can fight. Use the 3/5 to kill this guy? Here, do fetch. Just clear some stuff out. Maybe what we do is move the 3/5 aside? Because like, obviously our other dude has to be able to fight too. Oh, right. That's fun. We have first strike. And then we definitely can't play another creature. But now we have, like... I don't know, man. What? Are you joking? Okay. Alright. So he has a guy with X damage to all targets in the opposing row and the enemy leader. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, that thing is a 12-2 right now. He didn't swap it. So we sacrifice you to break the barrier, and then we kill it with first strike. Not actually optional. And then... I could play Beast Call. That will ensure that all of these spaces are filled with 2 power guys. We'll be able to attack for at most 6. This is grim. This is a grim, bloody thing. If we play Revolutionary, then Company Agent, we can guarantee that we have some damage on the table. It gives them a 4/4, but like, a 4/4 is not actually that dangerous right now. I think I like that. The Company Agent doesn't really get anything accomplished. So we could play them in the opposite order and hope that the 2/2 +2/+2 lands on the revolutionary, but no, that's worse. That's worse. Check out that 11/9 Scion avatar that I will never play. Okay, that could have been a lot worse. And then stop doing stuff? Wow. Please don't put the token in front of me. It doesn't matter, I'm dead. Oh, I don't draw convoy cards anymore. Right. Well, that happens. And then, right? Because that guy's lethal, so we do have to kill him. Then we play Beast Call. Then we end the turn. I have 2 turns to deal 32 damage. This... Let me know in the comments, y'all, if you have ever won this fight. Because I don't see how this is even remotely possible. Alright, the best thing we can do here is... salvo... hit and hit, which doesn't lower our attack damage any, because we just lose creatures that were in front of other creatures. We get in for 2, 5, and 4. We play Smokescreen, because why the hell not? Why wouldn't we play Smokescreen? And then I'm dead, because even if he doesn't do anything, at the beginning of my turn I take 4. Yep, and he just passed the turn, because he saw it. Bad manners. That fight doesn't seem even remotely possible. I don't know how you could possibly win that. If you showed up and you had like equal numbers good creatures and guys that cost 1, and then you always drew the correct balance of those guys, you could minimize the effect of the Infinite Swarm. But it would still be him always having free creatures on top of everything his deck is already doing, and his deck's quite good. Like, the creatures in it are mostly pretty soft, but his leader cards are all good, and also he has that 12/2 that's a 2/12. Whenever he wants it to be. Which is, like, we got pretty lucky being able to deal with it quickly and having a first strike guy already on the table. If you didn't already have a first strike guy on the table, I think a lot of the time you're just going to die to that, right? I wonder if that's a thing you only see on Doomed. Or, like, if you're not on Doomed, if that guy doesn't have that ability, maybe. That's brutal. I felt like that round was going really well. Okay, well that's obviously gotten way out of hand time-wise. That is going to have to be it for us for today. I am feeling more than a little bit discouraged by this difficulty. I was feeling so good at the end of the last episode. I was like, okay, we kind of got there. We kind of understand it now. And then this happened. And I just, like... It would be one thing if we lost due to me screwing up in a way that I could see, but again, I don't... It doesn't look possible. Maybe the idea is you lose to that encounter and then you just never go to the automated factory ever again? Oof. Alright, well, like I was saying, that's got to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Like I said, if you've ever beaten that encounter, let me know in the comments below what you did, because I'm curious how you would get through it. Also curious what it gives you. Come back next time, tomorrow. I think we're just going to try this exact thing again, but we're going to stay the hell away from automated refineries. Automated assembly? We're going to stay away from all buildings. We're just going to walk into the desert. Nothing could possibly go wrong. And we'll see you then.